Hey everybody, it's Mike again. Just coming to you live from my home office. I'm going to come to you with another message for today from the Spirit and from God and from Jesus. And I'm going to tie it into what we talked about in church this morning, what the message was from the message today, and just kind of maybe put that together with the same type of message, which I'm going to be talking about here, which is about discipleship. And what is discipleship? And what is a disciple? I'm going to go to Google here and I'm just going to put in what is a disciple and see what it says. And it says a disciple is a person who learns from and spreads the teachings of another person, often a teacher. The term is often used in Christianity, where a disciple of Jesus Christ learns from and stays close to him. So that's interesting because it doesn't say that it has to be Christianity. It says a disciple is a person who learns from and spreads the teachings of another person, often a teacher. And that's what Jesus is. He's a teacher. He is like your own personal um, savior who is a teacher of the ultimate wisdom that you could ever want in your entire life. So, what they talked about in church today was it's not, you know, it's not are you being discipled? It's who is discipling you. And the example they use by that is, if you were interested in becoming an electrician and you went out with an electrician who taught you how to pull wire and taught you how to, wire up junction boxes and GFIs and, the correct terminology for the other stuff that I don't know about, and hot and cold and all that, whatever. And, you learned how to do that by being a disciple, which is a person who learns from and spreads the teachings of another person. So you learn from them, you could then become an electrician like the person that you kind of modeled after. And kind of, like learned from them, did their stuff, and then you started doing the stuff and you started teaching other people how to be, the electrician at some point too. You would then be a disciple of that electrician, and it's so you got that, then you got following the teachings of another on a podcast that you listen to, or something on your phone that you watch every day, TikTok videos from a certain person every day. Like, you could be discipling and not even know it under another person, and then regurgitating what they say and spreading it around too. So, you got to be careful who you're being a disciple of. You know, the ultimate person to be a disciple of, though, is Christ. It is Jesus. He is who you want to learn from, directly from, and he is who you want to model yourself after and learn his teaching so that you can then, teach another person the same things that he's teaching you, you know. But to do that, you need to follow him. And it says this in the Bible in Luke, um, going to the internet again because it's helping me. Luke chapter 9, verse 23. It says, if anyone wishes to come after me, he must deny himself. So deny himself and take up his cross daily and follow me. So that's what we're talking about here. We're talking about the disciple is someone who learns from and spreads the teachings of another person and follows the other person. How are you going to learn how to be an electrician without being the electrician, what they call an apprentice, which is also another term for disciple? Somebody who's studying under another person. That's what it is. And they even say they have electrician apprenticeship type programs, where you start as an apprentice or you start as a disciple and then you become the electrician. So think about that when you're thinking about, you know, God and Jesus and Christianity and, what to do. And I thought, today at church, I was like, what a great message, because this is going to be the message that they go with for the next couple of months here as they start to teach us. Today they kind of talked about the big picture of, wanting everyone to learn how to become a disciple of Christ. And that's the goal for these next couple of months as we work through these different messages that they're going to be coming out with at the church. Is they're all going to be designed to help us become better disciples of Jesus and better students of Jesus. Because that's what we really are. We're students of Jesus, and the only way we can do that is if we, like it says here in Luke, if we deny ourselves our own personal pleasures and enjoyment and sins and desires, and we just deny ourselves that and take up the cross daily. Daily. That's it's key. In these scriptures, when you read them, you really got to read every single word, because every word means something. It doesn't say take up your cross weekly and go to church once a week on Sundays. It doesn't say take up your cross monthly. It doesn't say take up your cross twice a year at Christmas and Easter and go to church on those occasions only. It says take up your cross daily. Daily. That's every single day. And like, how do you do that? Because it's not easy to do. It's not. To continue to deny yourselves your own personal pleasures and your own personal decisions for your life. You need to learn how to fully surrender yourself over to Jesus and to God, and surrender your will of living over to them and let them transform you into the person that they want you to become. Because when you're a disciple, you're learning, you're growing, you're evolving, you're becoming something new. You're becoming something brand new. And you're shedding your old former self and your old bad habits that you were carrying with you for however long you carried them with you for. Like, this is what Jesus helps you do, is helps you shed your bad habits and helps you shed your bad decisions, that you've been making over time consistently, and helps you learn how to make better, healthier, smarter, wiser decisions, um, than you were making before. And the key is to take up your cross daily and follow him. And you can start by picking up your cross in the morning. Pick up your cross in the morning, put it around your neck so you remember that you're carrying your cross. As I do every day, I carry my cross. I pretty much sleep with my cross. The only time it comes off is when I get in the shower, and because I don't want to get wet. But I carry my cross, man, every day, all day. And I say to myself in the morning, wake up a few minutes earlier than you need to for the day to start. And you can then have a little bit of time that you can pray to God in the morning, and you can pray to Jesus, and you can say, teach me how you want me to be for the day, lead me in the direction that you want to take me in, and show me your way. Teach me your way. You know, um, just be the role model for me to be able to follow and show me what you want me to do, and do that every day and do it consistently every day. That's what it's about. It's about consistency, because that is where the secret is in the sauce, is consistency. Because as you do this every single day, the more you're going to get molded, and the more you're going to get shaped, and the more you're going to get made into perfection. I don't think we'll ever be perfect because we're human. I think that's part of the definition of being a human, is being imperfect. But Jesus was a human, and he was perfect. So we should be able to learn from him. He's like the ultimate teacher because he was the perfect, role model for everyone to follow and to mimic. I mean, that's what I did when I got into real estate. I wanted to make all the money in the world, and that's all I cared about was money, 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 and then more money, and then more money, and then more money. And and what I did was I looked at who the guys were and who the ladies were that were making all the money in the business, and I tried to mimic them and follow them and be a disciple for them. And I use these terms, but it's like that's what I did because that's what was important to me. And it was trying to be up there with them, to be on the leaderboard, to be able to be the number one agent at the company, to be able to make all the money at the company, to be able to, be the one that makes the most and be the one that sells the most volume and be the one that sells the most everything. Like it is just it is crazy how I did this thing that I now do for Jesus, but I did it for people. I held them up as my my teachers and my I'm trying to think like a good analogy for that, like my Mr. Miyagi's, like they were my spiritual like leaders because it wasn't about spiritual, it was about money. And that's where my idol was. I wasn't trying to get closer to God. I wasn't trying to get closer to Jesus. I mean, heck, I thought I could buy Jesus. It's like if you make enough money, why can't you just buy it? And that was kind of my philosophy. And but it's amazing. Like it says, it's not are you being discipled? It's who is discipling you. So who is discipling you? Who are you role modeling yourself after to be like, to emulate, to become what your goals are? You know, what are your goals? Are your goals to become a better person? To become, more honest, more trustworthy, more have more integrity, have better character, and just be an open, honest, and authentic person because that's my goal. I want to be fully transparent with people and be able to be open and honest and trustworthy with everybody that I talk to and interact with. And I know it's impossible because there's people out there that you can't trust. There's people out there who are proven liars and proven cheaters and proven stealers, and they're proven, and proven criminals, and I'm not saying that they all can't be changed because they can learn too. And then that's what the whole point of being a disciple is. It's because when you learn the teachings of another person, like Jesus, then it is a person who learns from and then spreads the teachings of another person, often a teacher, which is what I do. I spread the teachings that I learn. I spread the messages that God and Jesus give to me, luckily on a daily download basis where they just download it into me and say deliver this message to the people today. But this is what, the goal should be for everybody, especially as we go into the new year. Like, what are your goals for the new year? Like, what are they? Make more money, lose weight, pay off debt, get a better job, you know, look a little younger, like, I mean, whatever your goals are, there's one common goal that you should have that is encompasses like everything that it can fit into that same mold of what you want, and it'll take care of everything that you could possibly need, and that is to become a disciple of Jesus Christ. That should be your New Year's resolution. That should be your goal for 2025, is to become a disciple of Jesus Christ. That should be your goal. That should be your New Year's resolution. And I just posted mine this morning. Mine was to become closer to Jesus Christ in 2025. I'm already close with the guy. We're already like this, man. We are like this, like tight. And it's no, I guess, trying to think, no, not Freudian slip, but no mistake that, my hands are folded like I'm praying. And that's because, like, that is to signify how tight I am with Jesus and how tight I am with God. I mean, we're like woven in together between the fingers and we're just clenched together like one. We're one being, you know? And I'm not saying I'm God. That's not the point. That's not what I'm getting to. But I'm saying I feel like I have God with me all the time in whatever I'm doing, in whatever I want to do in life. He's with me all the time, So when I have a hard time with a decision or I don't know what to do, I look to him. And it can be something stupid, like being in a store at the mall and saying, do I really need this shirt or should I not do it? Should I get the triple X or should I do the double X? Because the double X technically fits, even though it's a little snug, but I'm losing weight, so I should have size that I go into. That way I can wear the shirt longer. So, like, what should I do? And nothing's too small to pray about. So I just, pray about that. What should I do? Tell me. What's the end goal here? You know? Help me out. And I mean, I'm just using it as an example because that's how it was for me today at the store. There was no triple X in this one shirt that I liked. They were all on like clearance. They were 50% off, and I'm like, should I get the double X or not? I'm still big, but I'm starting to lose some weight on these weight loss shots that I've been doing, and things are starting to kind of turn a corner a little bit. I think, and hopefully it'll continue, and I'll lose more and more. And I do plan on exercising a little bit, especially when the new year starts. That is going to be, a resolution that I have, is to try and get in a little bit better shape like I used to be. And, starting by doing some low intensity cardio, working out with the bike and the treadmill that I have downstairs in my gym at my house. And I mean, I got everything here, that I need. I may as well use it, even if it's 10 minutes or 15 minutes or 20 minutes, whatever. Like, just pray on it, man, and just see, what does he want me to do? But see, that's the goal, is to get closer to Jesus in 2025. That's my New Year's resolution, because, when I'm close to Jesus, he can help me with everything else. He can help me make all my other decisions. Should I do 10 minutes on the bike or 20 minutes on the bike? I don't know. Pray about it. See what he says. It's he's there for you to ask and to help guide you to where you need to be and what he wants you to do and how he wants you to be. And you just got to interact with him. You got to talk to him. You got to communicate with him. And like I said, as you can see, it's not just saying prayers all the time. It's not always just saying a prayer. Sometimes it's just a conversation that you have with him. Maybe it's about a friend. Maybe it's about a particular situation where you don't know if you should continue talking to a certain person because of how they burned you so bad in the past and how they've talked so much behind your back. Should you give them another chance? Should you cut them off? Do you have time for that drama in your life? What is the answer, God? Tell me, you know? And He'll help you. It may be time to cut that person out of your life for your own sanity and to show you that, they weren't really a good friend in the first place. You know, Things happen, man. People change and situations change in your life. But see, when you're a disciple of Christ, you have Him to help you, guide you, and push you in the right direction and make the right decisions and be non-confrontational and you know um, be have forgiveness and have a kind heart and pray for people, but don't let them walk all over you. you know and that's where God really comes in and helps you and guides you and shows you, you know, just it can be in any situation for anything that you could possibly need or want, anything that comes up. But what I was really excited about with the church, with my church in particular, is that they are going to take this platform of being a disciple and what is it to be a disciple and how should you be a disciple, and they're going to break it down into a couple different like subsections of how to be a disciple, and they broke it into 3 habits is what they're going to be focusing on. And habit number 1 is silence, then it's forgiveness, then it's hospitality. And I thought that was great. Working on being silent, and what is it? The verse that goes, "Quick to listen and slow to speak." I forget what verse that is, but it's in there. It's in the Bible. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. See, this is what I love about Google. So we'll type it in. We'll go quick quick to listen, slow to speak. Oh, there we go. Look, it's James chapter 1, verse 19. That's what it looked like. James chapter 1, 19. Let me see. Anger. There it is. James chapter 1, 19 through 20. Wherefore, my beloved brethren, let every man be swift to hear, so quick to hear, slow to speak, slow to wrath, and for the wrath of man worketh not the righteousness of God. So, slow to speak and slow to wrath, slow to anger, slow to frustration, slow to that blood boiling up and snapping at somebody. Just be slow about it and hear quick. Be swift and quick to hear. So that's what silence is about. And then forgiveness, that's pretty self-explanatory. It's very hard. There's people out there, so many people out there that are quick to judge and they do not forgive, man. They just don't. Like they hold grudges, and that grudge, it's like a deep dark cancer or something. It just eats at you, and it just eats at your heart. Like, you gotta forgive people. I'm not saying you gotta forget, because that's a whole nother story. You don't forget, because you're not going to be a doormat. You're not going to let people walk all over you and say whatever they want and keep doing it over and over and over and over again and keep welcoming them back into your life. No, that's absolutely not what it's saying. What it's saying is you need to forgive them when they do it. And sometimes, people do things to you and they don't always know who you are in Christ. They don't know how well connected you are. They don't know if you're anointed or not. They don't know if you're chosen by God for something special in this world. And sometimes you don't know it either. But I can tell you, you know, I always say, I forgive people for they don't know what they're doing, and they don't know who they're doing it to. And, if they only knew, how much it hurt God when they hurt me and do things deliberately to hurt me, like they probably wouldn't do it if they really were such God fearing people, good Christian people. There's no need for that. But see, actions speak so much louder than words. And people can go out there and they can run their mouth and they can say, I'm a Christian, I'm a Christian, I'm a Christian. I read the Bible. I've read it 3 times, back and front, cover to cover. I know everything in there. And so what? That doesn't mean that we just discount your actions, because your actions speak louder than your words. And when you go out and you consistently talk smack about people behind their back and say derogatory things and drink and do drugs and like you're not being a good Christian, you know? So I forgive you because you don't know what you're doing, clearly, but I don't forget. And I'm not going to associate with somebody like that, because I choose not to be around something like that, because you are the company you keep. And if you don't want to be looked at like that, well then why would you hang around with something like that? And that's really what it comes down to. So that was number 2, and then number 3 was hospitality, and just being, you know, welcoming to people um, in a way that you might not otherwise be. Be extra welcoming to people. Like I have my homeless lady that I'm friends with, Sherry, that I take her out and we do breakfast or we'll do lunch or we'll do dinner or we'll do, whatever together. And and I'll be the one that picks up the tab for that, even though I'm not necessarily the one making the money. She might actually, the funny thing is sometimes she's got a job and she's actually making more money than me because I haven't been paid in 2 months because I haven't had a commission check come in. So she actually has more money than me. But I still pay, because I'm not the one that's homeless. I'm not the one living in a van, you know? Uh, have some hospitality, have some compassion, for somebody like that. And that's what I do, man. And try to have a nice relationship with her and try to help her get another job now that she just lost another job, and just trying to look out for her and trying to do the right thing. And it's not just one person. There's all kinds of people out there that need it. But the whole goal for today is, what is a disciple? We learn what that is, and you should really think about your New Year's resolution about making it to be a disciple of Jesus Christ. Um, and I'll probably do another post about New Year's resolutions as we get closer to the new year. But that's just my suggestion: is make your resolution to be closer to Jesus Christ and be a disciple for Jesus Christ. And you can't go wrong, man. You can't go wrong if you do it like that and you live your life like that. That's what it's all about, is learning from him and then teaching other people so that they can then go to him and learn from him. And it spreads like wildfire. And then everybody is a disciple. And the world changes and it's a better place because people are paying attention to the right things, to Christ things. Yeah. So if you like what I said, like, comment, share. It'll be on Mike's Ministries. I don't think I put my other one on there yet, so I'm gonna probably put both podcasts on there. It'll be on YouTube, be on my YouTube channel, and where else are you gonna see it? Who knows? Maybe if you share it enough, maybe you'll see it somewhere else, somewhere famous one day. Somebody will pick